I have to find a bathroom.
Alright, we're live.
And we're here. Welcome to episode 5 of season 6 of Talking Time with Caffeine. Today's topic, depression, because at least 2 of us have suffered that in our lifetimes. I don't know about the third person. And I tried to get some guests on and talk about it, but they couldn't be here today, so it was just 3 of us again. Hopefully some people be in chat, but it is what it is.
Yep.
I mean, I would not say that I am depression, but I think I am.
You're cutting out a lot already.
Then I don't want to be on here.
Hey. So,
great.
Yeah. Last year I was really depressed. I really felt down last year a bit, and I get that feeling every so often that it's really life sucks and I'm all alone. I mean, I have friends and stuff, but some of my friends have families now and stuff. I'm like, I'm old now. Other people don't have, are fine too. It's all over. Emotions are all over the place sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stick is feeling depressed a little bit last week or earlier this week, and
I mean, I'll tell you this much: I've had no motivation to work on videos.
Yeah, I've had that feeling many times.
Except you have it like nearly all the time. Me, like, it just came on recently, and I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it just kind of happened after I got the flu for a 3rd time, and maybe it was all the medicine I took.
Like after you got back from Florida.
Yeah.
You just felt
like I just felt like, even though I just felt like even though I did a lot when I was at school, I was working, I worked on camp 3 years, and made dean's list nearly every semester. I managed to get an internship, and I was doing quite a few projects for like different professors. But I feel like I didn't do enough in terms of social interaction.
I remember last year, at the end of the semester, you were depressed about possibly not having roommates.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully the ones I had this year are pretty good. But I'm just, like, I think part of why I'm feeling this way is because it's my last semester at college. I mean, there's always, if I really wanted more school, I could always go to graduate school, but I've been told it's not, for my degree, it's not really necessary, so therefore it could be a waste of money if I go nowhere with it. And another problem is that I feel like even though like that's it, no more contact with my school. From school, I'm just on my own. Like, I keep thinking, always maintain contact with every professor. I could always my services. And that's probably why I feel like I didn't do it in terms of social interaction, because ultimately having friends to talk to gets you everywhere.
Yeah. I kind of feel that way sometimes when I want to talk to somebody here, and I can't get hold of either one of you. Different time zones or school and stuff and work schedules. It seems like we never get a hold of you guys sometimes. I'm like, God, I'm going to do something depressed, and like no one's ever around.
I mean, that's the feeling I got recently, too.
Because I can't...
Like, admittedly, my schedule with school was busy at the moment, but then after I graduate, like, I'm hoping what doesn't happen is that I'm not busy enough.
It sucks right now where I live because it's snow on the ground. It's 7 degrees. I can't go out. Before if I was bored, I go outside, take a walk, clear my mind. But I can't go out here without the risk of getting the flu again.
I mean, eventually that's going to change when it gets warmer out.
Until then, I'm stuck in here until
then
work.
Then that must mean I'm the lucky one.
I mean, what I really want to do is just reconnect with everyone I knew back at home. Like, as soon as I want to slowly start with this semester, and then by the time I graduate, like, I want to be able to have those connections back.
With old friends?
Yeah, with, like, old friends, old acquaintances, like, maybe get to know those old... Like, the thing is, because of middle school schnick, I didn't make as many friends in primary school as I should have. But, honestly, I'm really hoping that some people I knew in high school I can reconnect with and maybe make amends for those times when I was stupid.
Did you ever create that Facebook your dad wanted you to create?
Not yet, and I'm still debating whether or not it's the right thing to do.
When you said make amends with the people that you met while you were in middle school, Schnick, reminds me of how elementary school I would be the person that would bully bullies back, and I remember this one particular person that I guess used to bully me. Hey, Kate Gun Gaming. I used to know this one person that would bully me, and I'd bully him back, and then years later, we kind of saw each other again in the same school, ironically. The same school as in the same elementary school, because the bully stuff happened in elementary. And we became friends, and it lasted for a while, and then it just suddenly ended. Not sure why.
Describe some friendships I had, and I think a lot of it's my fault because I'm the one that didn't continue communication. And I think I need to fix it. I need to get in contact. I need to be the one that's persistent. In fact, I actually I actually made a vow to my dad to start volunteering with him more.
That's cool.
Because it'll help. I mean, maybe it'll eventually get me seen by old people that recognize me. Because I know that I do know that some people do go to where I would volunteer because essentially I volunteer at a place that does a lot of stage shows. So by simply getting out more, I'm hoping to get those basically establish more relationships. Maybe it'll make me feel better.
Yeah, connections are always important because connect with one person and you connect with their friends and their friends, you know, and build a network.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey Vandilia, do you have his Skype or do you need me to add him?
I don't have his Skype. I think you do.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well,
we have a guest star coming on.
Surprise guest star.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Who's also the press.
Replanning this?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
It's random. We planned that.
What the hell? Okay, that's weird. I gotta go through my list of contacts apparently.
Hey, Kagan, if you're there, why don't you contact Mario so he can contact you? Because apparently we've lost your information.
Yeah, that's strange. I can't find his freaking contact in my list. K-Gun Gaming, you're gonna have to send me another request, unfortunately. I guess we can just continue talking while we get this figured out.
So, yeah. Sometimes it feels like...
Bye.
That... I feel depressed about... Sometimes I feel depressed. I never finished college. I sucked at it, and I'm at a fast food place I don't want to be at sometimes. Why am I here at this job? I'm like, this is a high school. This is a high school job. Because there are a few people there older than me that are still employees, and I'm thinking if I'm ever that old, I'm still here. Just shoot me now.
I mean, well, that's why it's kind of unwarranted for me to think the way I do, because honestly, I'm far better. I'm far better off than a lot of people that are in far worse situations. I actually am finishing school. I do have the opportunity to get so-called big boy jobs. But still... And I think probably something that does not help is that I always self-deprecate myself for that. Oh, why are you the one, why am I the one calling out for attention? Why am I the one calling out for attention? Why are you not happy about your situation? That's what my dad tells me. He's like, right now you have everything you could ever want, so why are you feeling like that? Stop, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I said that. I said the same. I don't know if it was wrong or not, but I said that there's this one girl on my Facebook was talking about how she's all alone, you know, and nobody's gonna love her. I'm like, I didn't mean or anything. I'm like, dude, you're 19. You have a better chance. You have a better chance right now to find someone than I do.
The truth is, a lot of people still don't hook up or start families or anything until their mid-30s.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and sometimes it's because of financial reasons, but most of the time I found it's because people just feel the need to be free for 10 years or so. Though the one thing the one kind of practice that kind of concerns me is that people of the so-called new generation actually think marriage is an outdated concept. Why do we have to spend our whole life with just one single partner?
You don't have to. It's just some people like to.
Yeah, exactly.
Personally,
all you have to do is show your love to somebody.
Yeah, call me traditional, but honestly, dedicating your life to one person that you really, really love, like that's just the ultimate commitment, and ultimately one that's the most rewarding. In fact, when this partner, like say for instance, one partner in this kind of relationship dies, and then the surviving partner just never remarries, that's just the strong bond they had.
I think that's more for. I think people do that when they're old. Some people do it when they're younger, but other people do that when they're really old. They can't. When they're older, people do that too. I guess when you're younger and stuff, unless you really love that person, some people they move on anyways because they need. Especially if they have kids, maybe they need someone to help with their kids.
I mean, yeah, like sometimes they do need the help, and I'm not saying every single relationship works, but still, like saying you don't want to stick with a single partner just because simply because you don't feel like it, just kind of gives the wrong vibe.
Yeah, if you try it, it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. That's the point of divorce is because you have to get divorced because or you want to. It's because it does not work. It doesn't work out, and you don't stay in a relationship. And you don't. If you're married and your partner is a freaking idiot and abusing you, then get out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's harder to even get in said relationships in the first place because of the fact that, I don't know about you, but it seems as though men and women, when they're looking for friendships, they kind of congregate within their own gender. That's not to be sexist or anything, but I think I find that a lot in high schools.
Yeah.
And possibly even schools in general. I mean, maybe not so much elementary, but then again, that's just basing off of what I've seen in the early 2000s, so it's like 2018, anything could have happened by now, So, who knows? There's kids running around spouting memes and that kind of...
Like you used to?
Like me? I didn't...
You used to,
yeah.
used to be all about the memes.
Well, okay, when I was in elementary school, no. If it's middle school, that's somewhat to be expected, because it's like the time where kids are going to have their computers, or at least their phones, by then. But elementary, I wouldn't expect them to have phones, but,
I didn't get my first...
I had my phone.
I'm saying parents spoil them.
I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 23.
I didn't get this iPhone
and I will
since last
say
year.
this.
But like it wasn't anything special.
I mean, I will say that.
Oh,
Whoa, wait, we got two people talking.
I will say this: the amount of kids defending Logan Paul after he did the video of the dead body was kind of disheartening. Like, those are the kids that are going to be running the country one day.
Hopefully they'll mature by the time they get older.
Yeah.
Like, they not only defended him when he apologized, like basically begging everyone to forgive and forget, but apparently they were fine with the original video to begin with.
well, yeah, of course, because they're a bunch of edgy teens. They're like, oh yeah, suicide is funny, haha. It's not. It's not a joke. I've been there many times.
Yeah, I thought about it once or twice in high school.
But the thing, and that's another reason why I feel like I'm better off than a lot of people, and why I feel like I'm spoiled thinking I should get that kind of attention, because I've never had suicidal thoughts ever. Because truth is, when I got bullied in middle school, a lot of kids, when they go through that feeling like no one likes them, like they do tend to have like a lot of those thoughts. But me, my only, like, I felt like Max Payne, like, the guy who had nothing to lose. So my only concern was getting rid of the bullies.
Yeah, at first I felt suicidal, and then later I felt anger. Very, very angry and vengeful.
I feel that one.
The closest thing I can think of to suicide is not even suicide itself. It was more of just running away, and I think this might have been during middle school or elementary times, and well, I never bothered. I mean, there was a couple times where I just ran off to an elementary school that I used to live up the street to, but I mean, other than that, I didn't really purposely get far. So, and I'm one of those people that would never consider suicide either. And I mean, yeah, I get a little bit frustrated about how it seems as though there's nobody to hang out with, and that's kind of been the truth for, I mean, the entirety of 2016. Huh?
I'll be right back. I gotta go check on my laundry.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's been like that for like the entirety of 2016 and partially 2017. Even with that fucking Prince asshole guy that me and Schnick dubbed him as,
From your Discord server, or
well, his, but yeah, even with that whole community attack that happened, you know, it's like it didn't really bring me down that far. I mean, yeah, it affected me a bit negatively, and when it was the first day of my second semester, I had legitimate anxiety for at least the first day, because I didn't want that fucking bitch girlfriend of his to be in one of my classes, and luckily that doesn't happen. In case anyone doesn't know the story about me and a community attacking me, and why I am specifically talking about his bitch girlfriend, basically, well, to explain the girlfriend part, Prince Asshole already graduated now, but, you know, Princess, or as Schnick dubbed bitch, she didn't. So, actually, I think Schnick later dubbed her whore. But I like to keep it bitch because, I don't know.
keep it PG. No.
It's, if you're calling someone a bitch, I don't think that's PG.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
well,
that's not
I only use that name because she seemed to turn the guy against you, claiming that he wasn't spending enough time with her.
Honestly, it could very well be, but, you know, regardless of the fact, what he did was wrong, what she did was wrong, and what his shitty community did was wrong. And, yeah, so...
I mean, honestly, I'm trying to learn how to make amends with people. Like, you remember, there's always someone I called Princess, and she was, like, the leader of the video team that was in one of my classes in junior year. Surprisingly, a guy that's friends with her, but is also on good terms with me, asked me if I was going to be in a particular class this semester.
Oh man, I'm sorry about my thumb being in
and I got into a short conversation with him, and she actually kind of joined in. And she even noted, well, see you next semester. And vote.
Yeah, sometimes people do change. Sometimes I learned that sometimes people do change when they get older and more mature. Like one of my bullies apologized to me at my 10-year reunion of high school. He said sorry for doing what I did to you back then. So people can change.
I feel like I need
if they want to change. They gotta want to change.
I feel
too.
like I need to have a high school reunion with at least some of the people I knew. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people who claim, oh, I don't talk to my high school friends anymore. I don't want it to be like that. I at least want to get to know, at least get reacquainted a bit.
Yeah, that's the thing about Facebook is, I talk to most of my people I used to know in high school on Facebook, and this year is it's going to be my 20th high school reunion, so we might actually chat in person.
I think you need to go to that. I think you need to go to that.
You should. I mean, I'm not telling you to, but like, it's usually a good thing to go to things like that, because you get to see, you know, people that you used to know and stuff like that.
See if they're changed, see if they're good people, or see if they're still assholes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, for me though, with a lot of people, well, a lot. I don't know how many really is, because I don't really know anymore, but, you know, with people that I knew in Colorado, for me, unless I spent money to buy a plane ticket there or have someone literally drive me all the way back to Denver, that's just something that's not going to happen for me.
You can't take your scooter.
Well, first off, it's not a scooter, it's a bicycle, get it right.
Ooh,
And second off, that's a lot of time to charge my battery. That is if I even
Not to
make it
mention,
to
it
a
probably wouldn't go like
There
it
are
probably wouldn't
pedal
go more than
assist
40 miles an hour anyway.
There are
Yeah.
there are pedals, but I mean it depends on how far I'm able to go.
There are pedal assist bikes, which are expensive, but they're worth it. You can go up to 80 miles an hour on them. I've seen them do that before.
80?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
if they're over $1,000, then well, no. Actually, then again, $1,000
Yeah,
bikes don't even do that. Well, no, because a lot of $1,000 bikes I looked at that are electric, oh my god, they suck. And, you know, it's like better at $500 price, which is what my electric bike actually costed, though my battery got stolen. I'm still pissed off about that.
So, K-Gun, you said you had...
Huh?
You said, K-Gun, you had a depression story?
Yeah, I do, but can I say it for a few minutes? Because I've got... Hold on a second. I'm going to sound... This is going to... I don't know. Alexa, how much time do I have on my timer?
It didn't work.
Oh, speaking of...
Okay, sorry. Yeah, can we save it for a little bit later? Because it's longer than 6 minutes.
So, speaking of Alexa, you don't know this yet, but on... Snick hasn't uploaded it yet, but on one of Snick's... GTA 4 500 subscriber specials, Mario asked Alexa a question. She answered yes.
Oh no!
What was the question?
You really want to know?
I kind of do.
Ask your Echo if she's a feminist. And bring your, if possible, bring your mic to her so we can hear what she says.
Alexa, volume 10. Alexa, are you a feminist?
Yes, I am a feminist. As is any men and women in society.
Alexa, what do you consider to be equality?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, kill yourself.
Alexa,
Thanks for the
kill
feedback.
myself.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, volume 5.
Yeah.
Should I play some background music, or do you guys like try to monetize these?
Yeah.
I don't have a say in that. Vandalia? I mean, it's your channel.
Nah. Well, some people actually, it's weird. Some people try. I think in some podcasts they do something called bed music, where they have background music in the. I don't know how they do it though. Like one podcast I used to listen to called "But Wait, There's Lore" had background music. So
Hold on, I've got an idea.
So in case music did play, they wouldn't be overheard of it. But I have no idea how they did that.
Magic. Anyways, so Schnick told his story, right?
Yeah, like recently, I already mentioned that one method I've been trying to do to make myself feel happier is to, essentially, I've been doing a little practice I like to call cartoon collecting. A lot of the money I make at work, I don't feel like spending, like, there's like no movies I want to get anymore. And the only game I've been, and well, give me a minute.
I'm trying to tell you, like, I'll always have you seen the music?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so there's like no movies I want to buy anymore, and when it comes to games, there's like very few games I've been aching to get. Like for a while, for the last couple of weeks, the only game I've wanted to get is Resident Evil 7. And
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
what happened?
That's a good game.
Yeah, like the gold edition just came out. I've been waiting for it to get a price cut because I don't want to pay $50 if I don't have to. And most recently, a remaster of the original Dark Souls was announced, so I think I want to get that too.
You gonna fix your camera because the thing's all messed up now.
Kagan, I don't know if your camera froze or what, but could you try to keep your phone
better?
horizontal? Oh, well, I guess your
sorry.
camera froze entirely.
Oh,
Like, it's
turn it
stuck
off
on
now.
a interesting face that's not captured, unfortunately. I saw the opportunity to fix it. Yes! Yes!
Wait. Oh,
Yes!
I'm turning my camera off.
Okay, well, at least I got
Turn
it.
it. Alright, is it working now?
Yeah, it's good.
It might stop again because I'm going to install Spotify just so we can have some background music, you know? I'm going to put on what's called lo-fi hip-hop. It's just really chill music.
Cool.
Good for podcasts and calls and stuff like that.
Maybe you could be our music expert on the podcast.
Yeah. And I'm going to be having a lot more free time, so I might be able to join you guys on the podcast. Maybe not be like a guest, you know?
I think that would be great. I feel like having more people to talk with is better. Like honestly,
yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Especially since we lost our other fourth person now from last season.
I mean,
Yeah.
like honestly, part of the reason why I might be feeling this is because honestly, every time I think back to the Crash Bash stream, and I just realize how many people were involved with that.
Oh, jeez. That automatically changes my
and
camera.
now most of those people are inactive. Like, it literally feels like just the three of us, with maybe Brandon himself a little to an extent, are still around. Like, at most, like, everyone else that was involved will appear in a stream chat occasionally, but that's it.
Hey, my camera's gonna be off for a few minutes. If that messes up the setup, don't mess around with it, cause I'll have it back on in a second.
Okay.
I mean, but anyways, to wrap up what I was saying, so yeah, I've had very little motivation to get games. So instead, I feel like something I might spend my money on is getting a hold of like all the classic cartoons on like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network that I watched as a kid.
Alexa, stop.
So, I mean, there's some series that never got a DVD release, and in that case, I'm just gonna hunt them down online.
Maybe some old series might have had a VHS release.
Well, I don't have any working VCRs hooked up, so honestly, and besides, it's not like the companies themselves can earn money on them if it's just VHS releases.
Do they even make VCRs anymore?
They do not. I mean, a lot of people still use VCRs, but it hasn't been supported since like 2006. Perhaps.
I wouldn't mind using a VCR.
Or
like most,
VHS.
like
let's go.
Like Elgato has this thing I found where you can transfer old VHSs to digital format. So,
Hold on, guys. I'll check something real quick.
Aren't you just recording the VHS though? Or is
Yeah,
that like
but
a whole separate adapter thing? Or?
It's adapter thing. It's like for like a where you plug in your computer and you can record it. Basically, you copy it from you basically the copying thing. You copy it from your VCR to your computer, so it's digitally stored. So it's digitally stored.
Oh.
Instead of on
Yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't be doing that, and besides, I wouldn't need to because I don't have like any old VCRs that need
Well, I have
transferring. But
I have mostly home videos I want to do that for. So like it's of me being. I've done some of them already, and you can see them on my channel. The classic moments videos.
I mean, I will say that one thing that I've really been, one thought I've always had, I've been having recently, is that I kind of miss those old channels that would just play 24 hours of nonstop older stuff. Like, I always liked watching Nicktoons, always liked watching Toon Disney, and now those are completely repurposed into just showing new stuff. And while it's not inherently bad, it's just I kind of miss like the way they use the function.
Kind of like the Boomerang channel.
Yeah, Boomerang 2.
But unfortunately, that for me, that's more like that's more of a pay channel where I live. I can't really get it. 'Cause it's like it's like almost the HBO level of paying.
Wow, HBO level? Damn.
Well, not that high, but still, it's like one of those deluxe package picks.
It is basically deluxe. I mean, from what I can tell, from where I live, when I was a kid, I think I was one of the first adopters in my area of that cable package that included like premium channels like Nicktoons, Boomerang, and all of that. In fact, from what I can tell, even though it's common nowadays in my area for people to have that kind of cable package,
Yeah,
apparently, like, as far as, like, late elementary school, people still only had basic cable. Because I remember once during sharing time in 4th grade, I actually described how I just stayed up all night one Saturday and just watched Nicktoons. And I was describing some shows that only aired on Nicktoons and not Nickelodeon, and some kids just looked at me funny.
Well, for me, until, like, 1990 or 2000... until about 99 or 2000, Disney Channel was a premium packet, and all of a sudden one day it was on the basic cable. It was on the basic cable channels for me. I'm like, so I didn't watch Disney since I was 4 or 5 when it went away. All of a sudden it was back again on my cable package.
I mean, well. Sorry to interrupt, but honestly, one project I might be interested in doing is, so I looked on YouTube and I've actually tracked down quite a few of like the bumpers that were used by those premium channels. So essentially what I might want to do one day is if I find out how to burn Blu-ray discs, I just want to reconstruct the way the shows would have aired on the channel using copies of the shows I find and like mix in the bumpers in between and then just put it on a Blu-ray and like have it play for like over 70 hours or something, because obviously the stuff would not be high quality, so I could fit a lot onto a Blu-ray.
Off topic, apparently we got a troll on our Modern Entertainment video in the comment section.
What were they saying?
They said, the mouse, fucking weebs.
That's not really that big of a deal. Like,
in
terms of hurtfulness, like, okay.
I think weebs means people that like Japanese entertainment. Like, I think it might be short for weeaboo, but I might be wrong.
Well, I mean,
I will say this.
As far as I understand, he's not even using the term weeb correctly. Weebs are more people that are, like, super into what Japanese stuff, like, fucking, to the point where they collect, figurines and...
To the point where they prefer Japanese voices with English subtitles.
Yeah, just because you like animes does not make you a weeb. Just because you like, what some Japanese areas are like, or some Japanese amusement parks, or, you know, just what Japan does in general, that doesn't make you a weeb. You know,
Though, to
like,
be fair,
that's fucking stupid.
But to be fair, honestly, I get much more replay value out of Japanese franchises like Zelda, Metal Gear, Castlevania, Resident Evil, more so than I could at goddamn Cock-a-Doodle.
Because most games are most games are except for Xbox. Like
now, they've always been
Japanese.
if you're talking about Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo and Sony too. PlayStation is Japanese.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
because
I only call Call of Duty. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I only call Call of Duty Cock-a-Doodle because I just feel fatigued from American franchises. Like, honestly, when I talk I'm fatigued from games, like, I am fatigued. Like, I will play something for like a half hour and then I just lose interest. Like, currently the only game that's been able to hold my interest for longer than a half hour is the Resident Evil games. But go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the only game that I have on my playlist that's American that I've done recently was probably Back to the Future game I played last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Phoenix Wright, that's Japan. The Kingdom Hearts, that's Japan. I don't know about Plants vs. Zombies. That's
Plants vs. Zombies is American.
Well, two games that American. Yeah, Mario. I played Mario. That's definitely Japan. I played with Channel. Zelda's definitely Japan. Turtles. I think that's American.
I mean, well, for a while it was Japan since Konami was the publisher.
Okay, and I did Turtles. That's Secret Man is Japan. So yeah, most of the games I play are Japanese in origins.
Yeah, that's a funny thing.
And the games, three of the four games I'm interested in getting on the Switch are Japanese. Breath of the Wild, definitely Japanese. Mario Odyssey, that's Japan. I think The World that Ends with You is Japan. And I guess Splatoon 2 would be American.
Actually, no, it's Japan as well.
Well, that's all four.
Japan because Nintendo.
Well, all four games that I'm interested in getting the Switch, like if I ever get a Switch this year, are all Japan games.
Yeah, sorry to burst your bubble.
Most of the, to be fair, most of the available / announced games for the Switch that look to be hot selling are Japan developed. Like, the only two I can think of that are currently released are the Switch ports of Doom and LA Noire, and even then, it's probably preferable to get those on PlayStation.
Okay, guys,
or
let's get the music. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, again.
And currently the only other major American game that's slated to get a port on the Switch is Wolfenstein 2, and even then a lot of people are skeptical about its quality. And probably people are just going to say get that on PlayStation or Xbox as well. But then you have all the other games that are available, like the hot exclusives like Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, Metroid Prime 4, as well as like all the Wii U ports like Breath of the Wild, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, Mario Kart 8, Hyrule Warriors, and stuff like that. They're all Japanese developed, and also Dark Souls is Japanese developed. So,
is Skyrim Japanese developed?
I forgot about Skyrim. It's not Japanese developed. It's American.
Okay, I thought so. Because that would be crazy if it was Japan.
Though once again, Skyrim, the Switch is probably not the place you'd want to get Skyrim, because once again, there's PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and people are probably going to recommend PC. But way I see it, I've never been a fan of Elder Scrolls, so that's not a seller for me. Meaning me.
Is that very rare to have the game on all four consoles?
It's starting to become increasingly more common because of the Switch's popularity, a lot of people have been making versions for all four. Like Dark Souls Remastered is coming out on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
Well, don't forget that the Switch is supposed to have a huge third-party support, like huge fucking mungus. So, I mean, I just don't really find it a surprise when something like Doom comes on the Switch, but it is a little bit like of a surprise, I guess, to see that they had to cut content. But at the same time, I can't help but think, was Doom really a type of game for the Switch? Because I don't think it was meant for the Switch, personally. Not because oh, it's not a kid-friendly game, or it doesn't feel like Nintendo or anything like that. It's just a fact of the matter that, you know, it's just not developed for the Switch. It's developed for higher powerful consoles compared to the Switch, and that's why they had to cut content.
Yeah, that's the thing. When it comes to when we talk about the cuts the Switch port of Doom got, for one thing, because of the available size of Switch cartridges at the moment, they had to make it to where only the single player is on the cartridge, and you have to download the multiplayer in an update. Secondly, the game is complete. The Switch port is completely missing the snap map feature from the PS4 and Xbox One versions. And given that that's a level creator and probably one of the best parts of those versions, like, that's automatically like a big turn off for the Switch port.
Exactly. It's like, why even bother at that point?
And another thing that's not as important is the fact that the Switch port can only run at 30 FPS. But when you consider that Doom was meant to be a game with high performance and fast-paced action, then 30 FPS doesn't really cut it. And the thing is, Doom is a very, very fast-paced game, so I would argue it does kind of need the 60.
Really? I figured that the FPS would just be, you know, for visual aesthetic only. I didn't really think it would be affecting gameplay. I would argue, even though I don't agree with 60 FPS elitists that claim every game needs to be 60, because let's face it, 30 is definitely passable, but honestly, 60 FPS does make a fast-paced game a lot more enjoyable. You think so?
Yeah, I would not argue against that. Like, for instance, when I played DMC Devil May Cry, I actually kind of quit the PS3 version when it was given away to me for free, but then I later bought the remaster on PS4, and since the action looked a lot more buttery smooth, it had me hooked a lot better.
I mean, I guess.
That's kind of the appeal with the Call of Duty games as well, because they've historically, the major ones anyway, have always been 60 FPS, and the action looks very buttery, smooth, brutal, realistic in some games like World at War.
Well, it's weird though, because COD games, yeah, they might have 60 FPS, but to me, it's like I can only really notice it during cutscenes. Whenever I go to gameplay, it's like it's not even 60 anymore. Once it gets to gameplay, it's like 30 again, and then go back to cutscene. Now it's at 60 again. And,
you know, it's funny because
it's just weird.
That's that's a kind of placebo effect I noticed. I couldn't speak for Sledgehammer games, but one thing I always notice is that Infinity War games always had the illusion of constantly being at 60. And yet Treyarch games kind of had what you're describing right now. Well, like, Treyarch games felt a little slower for some reason.
Wasn't that last year? Wasn't there like a patch that came out for the Cage games that go down to 30 FPS because people having problems with them at 60 FPS?
Maybe, but I haven't tried it. And besides, I kept the Cage games at 60. But like the thing with the KH games is that the gameplay's in 60, but then the cutscenes are still in 30.
I'm fine with that, and it turns out we're not going to be able to have music tonight, but I'll figure something out. Don't worry.
Well, we can plan ahead for next time.
Unless I do this.
So,
Kind of.
speaking of that, I was on the forums recently and there's a discussion going on if KH was a kids game or not a kids game.
Well, I mean, I cannot agree with people that say it's only for a kids game. I just cannot, because I mean, the fact of the matter is that, I mean, no pun intended, but it has dark themes in it at times, and the game can be pretty brutal for a kid. I mean, I don't know if that's just my experience only and not seeing any other kid play it, but, for me, it got pretty brutal at, like, freaking, that one world. I can't remember what it is.
And it is very emotional, too.
Yeah, it can be if you get to the end game of KH1. So
not
that.
Not to mention Birth by Sleep. That's a pretty depressing ending as well.
And Days.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I'd argue that it could be for everyone, really. I mean, maybe not something you'd give a 3-year-old to, because why would you do that? But, maybe a 7-year-old or 6-year-old, something like that, maybe.
Like the 3-year-old, like, hey Billy, here's Mickey Mouse. Oh look, he got sliced in half. Whoopsie.
I mean, it's not like it's a big deal or anything. You're not really gonna find anybody cussing in there, or I mean, what's the worst that would happen, really? What would be the worst that could possibly happen? If your kid got far enough in the KH game to the emotional parts and they actually got, emotionally affected by it, I mean, it's not that big of a deal,
Hey,
kids are probably going to be emotional anyways, so why would it be that much of a surprise?
Forget kids. I left the ending of Birth by Sleep. It still makes me emotional.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just like, I guess maybe it's more of a perspective thing, but I just can't get behind the Kingdom Hearts is only a kid's game. Like, that just sounds really ridiculous. Especially when you take into consideration the fact that you can literally make KH2 or KH1 the fucking hardest game possible. Like, literally so hard that it... I mean, I've never played Dark Souls, but it would probably be harder than Dark Souls. Like, seriously, KH2, critical level 1, yeah. Kingdom Key only, by the way. Yeah, good fucking luck with that shit. The kid's not gonna get far if you do that in KH2. I guarantee it.
You didn't get that far, but you did.
Yeah, even I didn't get that far. I mean, I had my struggles, and I kind of stopped playing because I kind of lost my interest. But it's just like something that a kid wouldn't be able to do. But then when you ease the difficulty for the kid, all of a sudden things have completely changed. Where now a kid could enjoy it, and that's why I think it's just a game that everyone can enjoy. I mean, I certainly damn enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS2, even with the fact that you can't skip cutscenes, So, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, you still have to beat it before I send you the final episode.
That's gonna be a while.
Spoilers.
Ooh.
So K-Gun, we're at the hour mark. You ready to be depressed?
Wow. What kind of question was that? You're ready to be depressed? Yeah, he can walk off somewhere. I don't know where, but he'll probably come back.
see. I think I told my story about depression. Actually, last year the doctor gave me some medicine for it. So I was feeling really depressed last year. The doctor gave me some pills for it. So I didn't know if I was depressed because I was depressed or it was a chemical. Yeah, some people think it's a chemical thing too for depression, and they need medication for it.
He said he'd be right back.
Well, yeah. So I took pills for it last year.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna need pills for depression. In fact, like I said, I don't think this is depression. I think it's just simple sadness. And right now, I feel like taking steps to make it better. I mean, the worst that could happen is that the people I try reconnecting with end up being assholes, and it causes me to hate people again or something.
Yeah, how do you would know if it's depression or you're just sad about something or you're really, really depressed? How do you tell the difference?
Well, I've looked up symptoms online, and from what I can tell, sadness usually has a clear-cut cause. Like in my case, like I just feel like I'm not connecting with people well enough. But with depression, it could be like a multitude of different factors, but at first it may not have a clear-cut cause. And not to mention the symptoms of depression are a lot more uncontrollable. Like you might just start crying out of nowhere. You'll have a complete lack of interest in hobbies that you normally like. You might have a loss of appetite. Your sleep patterns might get disrupted. And, of course, the suicidal thoughts could get involved.
Only 2 of those symptoms actually applied to me. The disinterest in hobbies, aka me in video editing, that's been a thing for years, and my disruption of sleep patterns. And I'm just going to assume that means you have an irregular sleep pattern due to some reason that would just be...
To me, the only thing that seems to be affecting me is disinterest, which in turn kind of leads to me feeling like I'm not worth anything.
Yeah, though I still wouldn't call myself depressed. I mean, technically I can't do that unless I get diagnosed, but, I mean, I don't think I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Let's leave the people that say I'm depressed to the people that are actually depressed.
Honestly, you should go, if you feel like you're depressed, you should go see a therapist. At the same time, though, a lot of therapists cost money, so chances are you might have to go see if you can get a free diagnosis first, or something like that, or at least, like, go to a doctor and like, see if your insurance covers the visit or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I'm depressed, really, and, you know, I still get happiness a lot of the time. So.
I don't know if I'm depressed either. I don't know if I'm depressed or if I just have sad, very long, sad moments.
My thing, I think, is just, you know, I just need more socialization like you, Schnick, especially back in 2016 and part of 2017, dude. Like, fuck me, I had, like, nobody.
that when you moved?
Well, especially in 2016, though, like, literally nobody in 2016, and felt like nobody for partly, or if not most of 2017, really.
Really, I think I talk to you guys on my Skype when I talk to people in real life sometimes. Except at work. I talk to them at work occasionally. There's one kid at work, Micah, who was on the season 4 finale. I talk to him a lot at work, but I've never been that big of a social person, even though I want to be sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's kind of why I let the friends come to me, because, I don't know why, but a lot of the time, if I have the friends come to me, it just seems like I end up having a better friendship overall, instead of me going to them, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, if someone is gonna strike up a conversation with me, I can, you know, do it open-armedly, or, that's not how you say open arms, or Whatever. I don't know terms. Fuck it. Oh wait, I still have soda in this? Oh shit.
Yeah, you got caffeine too.
Okay, now I don't have soda in that.
I'll admit,
What about you,
I'll
Snick?
admit that. Huh?
So what about you, Snick? Are you
What
a
about me?
come getter or go getter?
I'd say for the longest time I was introverted. I mean, when I was elementary school, Schnick, like the one upside I had is that I always approach people because I always wanted to befriend people, even if I did behave like an idiot. But then after the bullying it started and basically ended,
Yeah, I was the same.
I became introverted. Like, I always wanted people to come to me, and even then, it would take a while for me to warm up to people.
I'm the same way.
But now I'm kind of desperate, admittedly, to reconnect with people that did like me in the past. So now I feel like my only option is to stop being an introvert.
Yeah, I was the same way after I used to be extrovert too, and be all friendly and happy until my bullying too, and then I became more solitude.
All I'm gonna say is that now, honestly, I don't care if becoming outgoing results in has bad results, because it needs to.
Like Kagan's still gone.
Yeah.
So
He still needs to
I mean,
do his story.
I'm just hoping that my little cartoon collecting hobby ends up working out. But at the same time, I feel like if I did get back into it, that's only going to make me miss being a kid. At the same time, maybe it won't, because when I was a kid, I misunderstood a lot of like adult humor and whatnot, and I wouldn't watch serious stuff like Justice League. But yeah, I think it's still something I'm going to try out. Thankfully, probably my starting point would be on all the classic Nicktoons, because Nickelodeon's very good about re-releasing a lot of their classic Nicktoons on DVD. Quite a few of them have complete series DVD releases.
yeah,
And though there are some series that don't have DVD releases, like Mario. You remember when I showed you the Prometheus and Bob shorts?
Yeah?
Well, the series that those shorts came from, Kablam, does not have a DVD release due to a bunch of legal crap.
Make one, Schneck.
yeah. Hey,
Huh? What'd you
make
say?
Make a DVD release.
I mean, I guess I could, but the thing is, thankfully, one of the creators of the show just one day a couple of years ago decided, you know what, fuck this. He uploaded the entire series to his website, and I ended up downloading all of it.
So basically, he did this. You know what? Fuck this. Ooh, Empress New Groove.
like it's my choice. I can do what I want with it.
Yeah.
Off topic, though. I was
By the way, I apologize to everyone that had to see that again. Or the first time. I don't know.
yeah, well, off topic. How come you don't have your full name on the thing?
Me?
Yeah,
Wait. Oh, shit, we both said me.
I was just Mario. So I was wondering.
Oh. Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess I just kind of said, good enough, MarioTube. After all, people refer to me as MarioTube, or just Mario and like Schnick. So, screw it.
I was wondering. I was just curious.
I never really noticed it. I guess I just kind of typed it and just said, MarioTube's alright, and then there you go.
Ah, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, are you ready?
Yes, I just got
We've
to
all-
take a shower, actually.
Yeah, we all told our stories. As you came on to tell yours.
I think it's kind of like mine. Okay, so I was just messing with my dad a lot, and he doesn't want to. I don't want him to get all mad at me, but basically it started in 7th grade, and I'm in 10th grade now. With some really stupid little things. And a girl I liked, she was moving away. Well, we were actually dating. She was moving away, and then it turns out she's not, and I almost killed myself over that. The first lesson to learn is don't hurt yourself over other people, because it's not gonna help you, you know?
Yeah.
Then turns out she wasn't leaving, and then end of the year next year we had a pretty good relationship for almost 2 years, and it turns out for about the last 3 weeks she'd been dating my best friend since 2nd grade that I'd known for 5 years at least, right behind my back, and not even telling me. I would have been totally fine if she would have told me, you know, but yeah. And again, don't get upset over what other people do. It's not really your fault, you know? I mean, in hindsight, I could have picked a better person to have a relationship with, but in the end, it's not really my fault, you know? If it's not your fault, then looking back on it, you don't have anything to blame yourself for, so yeah. And then further down along the line, well, actually ever since then, my dad, whenever he gets mad at me, well, he lashes out and he either yells at me for about 5 minutes, telling me that I'm worthless, I'm a failure. He even told me in the middle of Walmart one time that I'm not his son. Like,
Really?
like not in a kind of, yeah, not in a joking kind of way, not like, oh, this kid, he's not my son. He said, no. He said, no, you're not my son. And that really hit me hard. And then other times when it's not verbal, it's physical. I've been smacked, I've been hit, I've been punched, and he always just tells me, oh, if I really hit you, you'd be in the hospital. And I don't, of course, I don't really believe it, but I don't want to test him either. And that just makes me feel really bad. And again, I've had a really bad problem with friends this year. I've had a pair of females, one of them who I like a lot, who we got along great at the start. We just kind of, I was hanging out in the general area with my other friends, and they were just hanging out, chilling out in the background. Nobody was talking to them, so I decided, hey, I'm going to talk to these girls. And I ended up liking one of the two of them, and then finding out, like, 3 weeks after I had gotten to know them, they were actually sisters. And went over to their house and learned their story, which is kind of similar to mine, except for worse. And, well, me, the girl that I liked and that's a weird sentence, I don't think that's how I should say that, but me and the girl I liked ended up actually hung and even getting close to, like, dating. We held hands a couple times, we hugged a lot. And, then about a week later, I was like, I can't be friends with you at all, because I reminded her of her father, who was also abused. I felt bad. So, yeah. But moral of the story: don't get upset over somebody else. There's nothing like you can do to help it, unless you're just being a jerk, you know.
Well, if you're having trouble hanging out with friends, get in contact with me. You know, like
I found some
like months ago, I tried to get in contact with you, and we didn't really go any farther than that. And it's like I had to ask myself, and don't take this like in a personal way or anything. It's like I have to ask myself, the person or the people that I met in Greenway, are they like friends or are they acquaintances at this point? Like, let me give you an example. Like, I think it was Kyle, his name was. It felt like that he was a friend of mine for a while until a situation came up where basically, I was just telling him about a English teacher and, oh, fuck this, fuck that, and, I might have went a tad bit overboard, and we were in a group kind of situation, and someone that I never even said a word to basically went off on me and told me, oh, you shouldn't be cussing this much. You don't see anybody else cussing as much as you do, and she threatened to tell the principal on me, and I walked away for a little bit, and I guess I had to print something out for an English class, and then I thought about what I should do next, and figured, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to give her a piece of my mind, and that's exactly what I did, and, it wasn't like I was yelling at her or anything, but, I basically found out that she was being a hypocrite, because I asked her, so if someone were to yell a cuss word from a distance at just some random person, would you get pissed off? And I don't remember her answer, but basically her answer conflicted with what she said at some point, and it's like, really? So, I don't know. And then the last thing I said to him was, if you want to talk to me, I'll be, and then somewhere that I don't remember what I told him, and ever since then, he's never talked to me. Not once. And months ago, I remember asking him on Facebook, why don't you talk to me a bit more, just like I did with you, and his response was, because I don't use technology that much, and, after a while, it just seems like a bullshit response, because, sure, you might not use technology for a long time, or, like, you don't use it that much, I can understand that, but, like, not messaging me at all, or not even confronting me in person at the school, it's like, are you really my friend, or, like, what's the deal? Like, did you not like me after that whole situation and just never talk to me? And it's like, it gets to a point where really, I don't even know the answer anymore. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I understand that. And also, that kind of reminds me, in my case of depression, I feel like everything is my fault. And a lot of times, maybe, yeah, it is my fault, but if you're in a similar situation to mine, and you really take a step back, it's not always your fault. It could be somebody else's reaction,
Yeah. I just kind of wish that, he'd at least talk to me instead of just making me feel like I'm in the dark, because if he didn't want to be my friend after that situation, he could just tell me that, and I'd be like, alright, you don't want to be my friend? And that's completely fine. And then we'll just part our ways. If he wants to
Alright.
continue being a friend,
My
I just
friend,
wish he'd
I'll see you
contact me more.
It's like, if you don't want to be my friend, tell me. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when I usually become friends with people, you know, even if I don't message them, that doesn't really mean that I'm not friends with them, but, you know, thinking about it now, the other person might not feel the same.
I used to have a saying, I don't know if it still fits or not, but it was, I'd rather you be my enemy from the start than to pretend to be my friend.
Oh, that fits well with someone. That fits well with fucking Prince Asshole, dude. Oh my god.
That fits well with the... Well, she's not my enemy. She's just scared. Because a lot of things most guys do, like, scares her. Like, it makes her nervous. That's like one of her triggers, I guess. You know? And I understand that.
Wait, I'm sorry, you kind of lost me there.
The girl that I had the crush on a while ago, like this year.
Oh. Yeah.
We became friends and almost dated. She had an abusive father, and like loud noises is her trigger. And like you know me, Mario. I'm loud. I mean.
Yeah. That's just kind of who you are, I guess.
And I've been working on it since we haven't been friends, and I didn't even realize it. That was what was making her uncomfortable. I want to try and be friends with her again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on my jumpiness lately, because I was in school. I was so used to looking right behind my back to see if anybody was there doing something to me. That I'm still a little bit jumpy now. Like my senses are like really uppity, I guess, or tight. Like I'm always looking behind my shoulder, even later.
Sounds like something I do a lot, but for me, I guess it wouldn't be that bad of a thing, especially walking out in, you know, sidewalks, neighborhoods, and shit. Especially in the dark, that'd be a useful thing to have as, like, a thing you do, I guess.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty paranoid. I'm usually looking behind me a lot. Like, I like to be looking, like, if I'm on a video call, I like to be looking at my camera just to see if anything's behind me. 'Cause my dad likes to sneak up behind me and scare the crap out of me sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, if you want someone to hang out with, contact me. I'm usually free. You know?
Do you have a second lunch?
Yeah. I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I thought you had first.
I don't think I had first at all this year. I think I've always had second lunch. Maybe we just didn't see each other or something. But yeah, if you want to find me, I'm in the cafeteria. Like, you know where the burger line is?
No. I don't.
Oh.
I usually go in the cafeteria.
Oh, okay.
So are you free this Friday night?
Me?
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah. Well, what time did you guys start? Like, how many minutes?
It would be 8 p.m. your time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be home by then.
Well, 10
I
p.m.
have club on Fridays, but yeah, I'll be home by then.
It's 10 p.m. my and Snick's time. Speaking of Snick, are you still here?
Yeah.
So okay. First of all, okay, Mario, is this your verbal confirmation this Friday?
Yeah.
I'll write it down later.
Yeah. I'll try and remember it.
I'll try to write it down. Forget it. All right. So, anybody else have anything else to say, or we wrapping this up?
I think I covered everything I wanted to say for now.
Mario, you have anything else to say?
I mean, I wish I could keep going, but that would just be restating myself.
I mean, I don't really have anything else I can add, I don't think.
Yeah, I think I feel about my depression, how I feel and stuff, and I think, I don't know, Kate got anything else to say?
No, not really, other than just the viewers that are watching take our advice. Don't make the same mistakes we did.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright guys, I guess that's it. I guess it'll be a short episode today, but that's all. But sometimes it gets right to the point. Sometimes we don't go. Sometimes we don't go off in tangents. Sometimes we just go like, point, done.
I mean, we had like 40 minutes left to go anyways, so still a good amount of time.
Yeah, so remember, talk to if you're depressed or sad, talk to your friends, and if they can't help, talk to if you can afford it at least, talk to a professional. Maybe they can help, and try not to keep stuff bottled up inside, because sometimes that could hurt too. So, and join us Friday for whatever subject we talk about today. Hopefully all four of us might be on again. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned whatever the subject may be. And as always, enjoy the randomness. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace out.